All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the rough draft video, and we are using the example of the English colonies, the first one of these paragraphs that we did. You can see my accordion folded paper, and I am numbering it. There we go. Stop and click out some more pencil lead, and that's number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 on that side. Flip it. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Again, this is the template for the rough draft. We've already done the outline, and that's what's on the camera below the paper we're working with now. Number 1 is green, of course. Number 2 is yellow. Number 4 is yellow. And number 6 is yellow. And if you don't know, it always matches the outline that you've already done. 7 is pink. 5 is pink. And 3 is pink. Green, yellow, and red, or in highlighter world, pink, those are the colors for the step-up providing accordion paragraph. And of course, 8 is also green because it's the same basic idea as the introduction, so it matches. And speaking of an introduction, that's the next thing we have to write, and we take it right off of our outline. And in this case, it is, according to Diane Hart, there were 13 English colonies in 3 regions. And now I'm going to write that. I know this is just about as exciting as watching somebody write a sentence. All right, now we finished that, we have to figure out how we're going to make a sentence out of what we have on the outline. And in this case, it's just the words New England. Now we know that stands for the New England region. Now this is a time we want to break out a transition word. And once we figure out this sentence, we'll have a pattern for the rest of them. So I'm going to use the transition word first. First, and a comma, the New England colonies. So now I've named what is in the yellow space, the first yellow space, and the number 2 space on my outline, right there, New England. And there it is in the sentence. I've got transition word, and I've got the thing I'm talking about. Now I've got to just put some information. I've got quite a few things in my pink box, so I can borrow one of those and bring it over. Or if I wanted to, I could have it be just as simple as at first, New England was one of the colonial regions. I mean, I could just literally identify what I'm talking about. But in this case, I think that I'm going to list the colonies. By listing the colonies, I've taken something from that pink area, but I have plenty for my number 3 sentence left over there. And I'm also now established a pattern. If I am going to list the New England colonies, can I use a transition word, name the rest of the regions, and then list those colonies as well? The answer is, of course I can. Hum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum, hum-de-dum-de-dum. There it is. So now I've got 2 sentences done. And more importantly, I have established that pattern for how those yellow sentences go. Now I go back to the outline, and I can get the rest of that information. Notice that I'm going to use a pronoun to start this sentence. They. They refers to the New England colonies. I don't have to repeat New England colonies in the pink sentence because I've already established it in the yellow sentences. So in the pink sentences, pronouns like they or them or their, those are all appropriate. All right, I've got 3 down, and I'm on my way. And again, this number 4 sentence, I feel much more comfortable with it because I've already established the pattern. Transition word. Oh wait, I'm drawing lines. How exciting. No, but I've already established the pattern. Transition words, name the thing, and then say something about it. And in this case, the pattern is we're going to list the colonies. And this will be the same for number 4. We know it's the middle colonial region. And there I go, a transition word, which will be next, and then a comma, and then I will name the colonial region, the middle colonies, and so on and so forth, to list. I know this is exciting. This is Academy Award-winning material here. All right, flip that over. And if I look at my outline quickly, I'll know a few things about the middle colonies, and I'll be able to write that there. By the way, this is the first one of these. We did not turn this assignment in. This is the one that you were keeping for your sample, and that's why this movie's here. If you missed that, this is your sample. All right. They were called the they were called the bread colonies because they grew so much wheat and grain. And draw a line. By the way, each of these sections should only contain one sentence. I've been asked by students, can I have more than one sentence? Now truly, when it's your paragraph and your writing, you'll have as many sentences as you think is appropriate. But there is such a thing as too many sentences for a paragraph. And part of this is really learning the discipline of this writing style. So for these assignments that we're doing, this group of 3, I am saying 8 sentences, period. 1 sentence per section. As we move forward throughout the year, you'll have more flexibility. Sometimes 7 will be appropriate. Sometimes 9 or 10 will be appropriate. But if it goes much beyond that, you probably need a multi-paragraph essay as opposed to a 12 or 13 or 14 sentence paragraph. But there are always exceptions. Okay, I have rambled on into the exciting last yellow sentence, but really we've already established this pattern. This should everyone by now should be able to guess. We take a transition word, finally, we name the southern colonies, and we list what they are. And we are done. And then we're going to go back and we're going to see what they did. And I seem to have edited that out of the video. Well, at least that'll save you some time. And this is why I like doing this in pencil. You can always erase when you make a mistake. Now, for our last sentence, we need one of those conclusion starters, and that was the sheet that you should have. And the one I chose was clearly. You could do in conclusion, to sum up, things like that. Again, there was a handout on those. And for our conclusion, what we're really going to do is restate the main idea. Now, that according to Diane Hart piece, we don't need it. That does not need to be in there. A conclusion starter, and then restate the main idea, trying as best we can to use synonyms, to use some different words that mean basically the same thing. Or at least just switch around the order of the words just so that it's not the same exact sentence. And once we've done that, we have a completed 8-sentence paragraph. Now you guys, we are doing this 3 times. This was the first time, and you kept this as an example, or this movie's your example. You have one that is now past due on the European colonial powers in America, and you've got the one that will include the final draft, and that's the one on the 3 continents, the first notes that we took. Good luck.